Morning! So I've got quite a special guide to do today. Probably not special for some, especially you guys in America, but for me in the UK, this is quite a special guide to these oil pastels. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is to guide you on the Soho oil pastels. This is something that is generally not available in the UK. I saw them on Amazon UK, I think it was UK, quite a while back, but I never went into buying them. I mean, when you don't know what something is, generally you don't go into it, and if they're not what you expect them to look like, name-wise and box-wise, then you just wouldn't choose them. I was just kind of a little bit put off by them, if I'm being honest. However, I had a subscriber mention to me about how good these actual pastels were. So what could I do? I had to go in search of them. So I went in search of them. I actually bought them via Amazon, but from Jerry's Artarama. I am under the impression, rightly or wrongly, that these are actually a Jerry's Artarama branded type pastel. So I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure I read that somewhere on the internet when I was investigating who made them, etc. They are made in China, and somebody said they were very good. In fact, 2 people have said they're very good, so I've gone out and bought them, and now let's have a look at them. What I have here are the Soho 72 set colour set. They're the Soho Urban Artist. I don't know if that's relevant for anything, I'm just assuming that's the colour section. There's not really a lot on the box for you to pick up on. I mean, it says Soho Urban Artist 72 colour set, artwork by M.E. Klein. Other than that, it just says 72 colours. On the back, however, it says a little bit more. There's the colour selection. It says rich, vibrant colours, highly opaque, a creamy, smooth laydown, excellent blendability. The stick measures, well, it's just a standard stick size. We all know what a standard stick size is, don't we? Roughly. And it's perfect for pastel painting, sketching and drawing, laying and scraping techniques, and artists of all skill levels. It says Soho Extra Soft Pastels are perfect for creating rich and vibrant work. Creamy colours glide across the paper, no resistance, blend beautifully, and they have great opacity, intense pigmentation, excellent covering power, all the normal things that they all say. However, I tried these yesterday and they're nice. So let's have a look at them, shall we? So inside you get like the thin foam cover as normal. You get a colour chart. I'm not sure what all these lines are. They look like barbed wire. It's obviously something to do with the urban style, I would expect. And I'm guessing it's all put on there probably so you can see how opaque they are when you do a colour chart. Right, now the first thing that strikes me is no fluorescent colours. Absolutely brilliant. I am so pleased to see no fluorescent colours in here whatsoever. Fluorescent colours for me as a fine artist are not really worth anything at all. Fluorescent colours are not actually light fast anyway. However, it doesn't say anything about the light fastness of these oil pastels, but as I said in one of my previous videos, I don't really overly concern myself unless they're extra cheap pastels. I just think that these companies don't really put too much about the light fastness on, and that's just to keep them at a reasonable price, because I just don't think people would buy oil pastels. I've got a helicopter going over just at the right time. Anyway, I don't think people would buy oil pastels themselves if they were too expensive, and if they go into the realm of having to do light fastness tests for all of them, they're going to shoot up in price, and we can see that with some of the more expensive brands that are £200 and £300 a throw. They have had light fastness, and not everybody's going to pay that, are they? I love this colour selection. This is an absolutely fantastic colour selection in my opinion. I mean, you've got all these earthy tones and the greys down the bottom here, going off into the ochres and into a good, this is lovely, it's a sort of purpley grey. I mean, there's no colour names on them, it just says Soho Extra Soft Oil Pastels. But it goes into the greens. It's a very good selection of greens. These three greens in particular, and probably these two, if I'm being, or three, if I'm being honest, are going to be absolutely worth their weight in gold for me as a someone that does landscape sometimes. Then it goes into the blues and the purples. I don't use a lot of purples in most of my work, but it has some of these nuanced violet-y type colours which are very, very good. So it has a reasonable selection of blues. You've got enough there to do what you need to do if you were doing skies and things like that. Then it goes up here into the reds. We have some really vibrant reds and orangey reds. And then it goes into the yellows. And I mean, there's not a huge selection of each apart from the earth tones. But then it goes into these flesh tone colours. And all in all, I actually think that's a really well put together set colour-wise. Anyway, what you want to know is how do they blend and what do they feel like. So let's have a go, shall we? I'm laying them on lightly, and they are sticky and soft. However, when I say they're sticky and soft, they have a certain creaminess about them, and they seem to be laying quite a lot of pastel on there the more I lay that up. They also have a good firmness about them, so although they're sticky and creamy, they're also firm enough, in my opinion, when I get to it, to be able to do details. So I'm going to use this purple here. I did some blending with these yesterday. It's not this, but I went to my art group yesterday that I run, and did some blending with these, and I have to say I had a bit of a wow moment, if I'm being honest. So I'm letting you see. Look how thick that is laying on there. But I'm just laying it on gently, and it's giving me, like, I would consider an oil painting look about it. You can see from the stick, I hope if that's focused, that it, you know, it's laying quite a lot of pastel on there. They're not as soft as something like the Paul Rubens or the Senneliers, but they've got a certain creaminess and texture about them that to me actually probably makes them a bit better. They feel like actual paint going onto the surface, which is, I mean, I've never used an oil stick, but I can imagine an oil stick would be a little bit like these. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to blend them gently out, because as you know, most of my stuff is finely painted and detailed. So that is lovely. That is spreading on there lovely. Absolutely brilliant. I'm loving these. Today is quite a cold day, so in my studio it's not as warm as it normally is. And I think the stickiness I'm getting today on a warmer day would be less. But they are blending and spreading like an absolute treat. And I can imagine, well, it's almost like having paint on the page. Certainly different, and they're blending lovely. You know, how you get the blend is down to the time factor you have. But yeah, I'm very impressed by them. And you can see I've actually probably put a little bit too much on. But you can see you're getting a lovely smooth blend, and if I soften it over with my finger, I can smooth it right out and make it look very, very nice. I'm actually really impressed by these, and I can't wait to use them in Vengeance and give a proper review after a painting. I mean, look at that blend. That is superb. You know, how you get the blend is down to you. But you can see that they're softly merging into each other, and that's all you can ask. Now they'll spread out a bit, but look at that. It's like I've got a almost buttery texture underneath my fingers, which is great. Pilling, press hard. Well, yes, there is a touch of pilling where you, but that's because I'm pushing hard there and pulling all the pastel back off the page. So pilling is minimal, very minimal. Crumbliness, there is a touch of crumbliness, but it's mainly because the pastel's so soft, so it isn't a crumble as such. It's just extra pigment being laid down as you spread them on. They look absolutely fantastic, and they feel, well, I'm going to use that word, they feel awesome. I had to go to America to search for these. I got them for a third of the price of what I would have got them in the UK, and that included delivery price. Can you believe that? In the UK you can get them, but they're almost £100. So my suggestion is, if you want these, get onto Amazon USA. You won't go wrong with these. Think they are wonderful, I really do. If I had to rate them, I'd probably give them, for different reasons, an 8 to a 9. So say an 8.5. And the reason for that is, albeit I'd probably give them a 10 for the texture and the creaminess and the way they spread, I'm a bit concerned about how I personally will get the intense detail that I would get. So, I mean, it's worth having a look, isn't it? While we're here, why not? So, let's say for argument's sake I was wanting to do a line. Yeah, see, I'd have to lay that really gently on there and then use my colour shaper to get that. See, it's not, well, it's not too bad. It could be worse. I've had better. And I think it's because these have an extra stickiness. So maybe let's just put a little bit more on. And spread that along. Well, not too bad. Not too bad. I take back what I was going to say. So I think we can probably put these at a 9 out of 10. They are not a Caran d'Ache at all. I would put them, if I had to, somewhere on par with the Senneliers, but different. The Senneliers are more silky, whereas these are more sticky, but these feel more like a thick, vibrant paint, and they're all opaque, so that's good. I hope that quick guide has helped you to decide whether you want to look at the Soho Oil pastels for your collection. This now puts me up to probably about 30 different types of oil pastel, and I haven't even done 10 of them yet, and I never will if I keep buying new ones, will I? So that's just a quick guide into the Soho Urban Artist Oil Pastels, a 72 set. They do a smaller set, I forgot to mention that. They're thick, they're creamy, they have a lovely painterly effect to them, which is really nice. And I think that I'm going to really love these for some of my landscapes. Anyway, just another quick guide video. I'll do a review once I've done a painting with them, whenever that may be. And wherever you are, have a great day, a great week and a great year. And please be kind. Take care for now. Bye.